Woo! All right, give it a big round of applause. Let's warm up this space. Let's clear out all the electrical fun stuff, though. Round of applause for all of you amazing cyclists, whether you biked here today or you biked yesterday or the day before or biked to San Francisco somewhere. Whatever the case may be. Big Bend, I love following all of y'all and your adventures, so keep up the great work. You amazing cyclists, you inspire me all the time. As you know, I think I know most of you. Some of you are a little more new to Bike Story Night, but I am more of a casual cyclist, and Bike Story Night kind of came together through Sunday Cruise, the group ride that Jordan and I host. During the pandemic, I was not hosting events through work, and I just had a chance to sit down and kind of think more about what was going to happen in the future when we were getting back together. And I just kind of kept thinking, what do I love? What do I want to do? Like, what is my purpose and how can I do that in the future? And I started doing these little videos on our Sunday cruise ride, and it just gave me a slightly different chance to create content and gather stories. And it's something that I've been doing since I was in high school. I was a yearbook photographer, and I've just always loved capturing, documenting, and trying to get people to share more and connect. When I was really, really young, I was always like getting the kids together, like, hey, let's do a little choreography, or let's put on a quick little impromptu play or something. So Bike Story Night kind of really brought out a lot of things in me that I feel like I hadn't had a chance to do in a long time. So I appreciate that you all are here. And you all enjoy this, I think, now that this is Bike Story Night number 23, Campout number 5, Bike Story Night 23. People are still showing up to this dang little old event in almost 5 years. I've had, I think, I think we're at like 120, about 120 storytellers total, including wildcards. So who knows? Eventually, if you've been a storyteller before, you might end up in a zine or a book or something when I have time to sit down again. But I'm really, really excited that we have 3 more storytellers here tonight. Raise your hand if you're a storyteller. Do a little dance. Liani? All right. Our very first storyteller is someone you probably had a great time with today on the bike ride. She is always bringing lots of energy and fun to every ride we see. She's always trying to connect with the community, and I feel like she's really grown in just the short time that I've seen her. She's really grown throughout the bike community, done some really amazing trips, and recently she has been doing something more adventurous that I don't know if anyone else has done. Has anyone done pedicabbing before? Very different type. Okay. One day. Wait, was there somebody in the back also? Yeah? What? Okay. Was there Joanna? I thought that there was somebody way back there, but okay. Way back in the 3rd row. Okay, we got a couple of people. Well, in case you have always wondered, like I have always wondered, what are the adventures and shenanigans like, being a pedicabber here, especially in Austin, where there's so many wild parties all the time. Welcome to the stage, everyone. Elizabeth Present, our first speaker and birthday girl.
Happy birthday! Is this your birthday suit?
Rides with a giant banana! Pedicab rides with a giant banana, come on! It is Sunday! Banana Sunday! Pedicab rides with a giant banana! You won't regret it, is what I find myself screaming at 10 a.m. up and down Trinity Street as tipsy to drunk footballers roll in, just hoping for a ride. So I've been pedicabbing for about 4 or 5 months now. I made it through ACL, I made it through football games, and I've learned 3 things as a pedicabber. Well, more than 3, but like 3 for now, because this isn't going to be a 12-minute long tirade. First off, first lesson, don't be a snake. There is a line in the pedicab world. You wait in that line. You get customers based on your position in the line, except if someone comes up to you, sometimes maybe you can take them, or if you're at the back of the line and someone's across the street, maybe you can take them, or if they say no to the first person, you can quote a lower price. So don't be a snake. Big asterisk question mark. What is a snake? 2. Pedicabbers are not peddlers. I assumed most people in the pedicab industry are bikers. That is wrong. It's everyone but a biker. I've met grandmothers. I've met college dropouts. I've met people who just love America so much that while I'm dressed as a giant banana, they're dressed in giant red, white, and blue flags, playing, blasting patriotic music. I've been told pedicabbing brings out the best and the worst people, and I've seen it. Some people, so kind, will ask you how your day is, will try to remember little facts about you, will help you out during a big game. Like during the middle of a football game, my brakes started being a little scary, and it was 2 pedicabbers who just stopped what they were doing, so they lost money on this to help make sure that my brakes were safe. And then you see the worst of people. You see people cutting you in line, gaslighting you, calling you slow, grumbling and passing you. The best and the worst of people. And 3rd, I learned that the world doesn't come to you. As much as I love to bike around and that 1 or 2 people who hail me and say, hey, I want to ride, and I know I can charge you. That doesn't happen. You need to assert yourself. You need to get up there and scream, pedicab ride for the giant banana! Pedicab ride for the giant banana! Or else you're just going to be an adult pedaling around on a tricycle. So, through all of this, I've learned, don't be a snake. Pedicabbers are not peddlers, but they are incredibly diverse in age and background and where they're from. And 3rd, you have to assert yourself. But now, I will forever answer to, hey, a banana! I was at Trader Joe's a few weeks ago, and there was a little kid that screamed, banana! And I immediately turned around because they obviously were talking to me. There are some pedicabbers that call me, hey, what's up, banana girl? Even as I'm walking home from UT and just seeing them on their pedicab, I have a backpack on, and hey, what's up, banana girl? And I immediately know they're talking to me. So I wonder if I will ever be able to hear the word banana again without immediately turning my head like it has been my name for the last 26 years. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Isabel. That was really fun. I felt like I was on a wild pedicab ride. I'm assuming all of you have been on a pedicab before. Yes? No? Couple? Who has not been on a pedicab? Half of you. Okay. Okay. It's quite an experience. Oh my goodness. You got to do it, especially here in Austin. Get ready to fork up some cash though, you know? Give these folks working really hard here in Austin. I think it's a pretty unique, cool thing. So thank you, Isabel. Thanks for sharing that. I know I could probably share a little bit about Liani, our next storyteller. I have known her for a couple of years and got to bike with her several times. She's helped lead a Spokesy Folks ride, and I'm so glad to have her in our community. But I'm going to let Zach give a proper intro
Oh gosh, I have no idea.
for Liani. And because Zach was also on the trip that Liani will be talking about, I figured I'm really excited to hear about this. Come on, Zach. I'll help you. I'll help you. Come on. So yeah, Liani is going to share a story about XYZ. Go, Zach.
Okay. All right. So,
Tilt the mic.
hello. Okay. So most I feel, I should say that, and I think it's very that she'll want me to remind everyone this was her idea to go on this trip. It was not my idea. I did not drag her into this. She dragged me into this. She's from California, and she knows a little bit better. And so she was hyping up this trip of biking from San Francisco to Los Angeles. Now, it turns out that Highway 1 is the route that a lot of people go on. It turns out that there is that Highway 1 is a scenic highway that is right next to the ocean. It's constantly eroding. It's constantly falling into the sea, and they keep on repairing it because lots of tourists go on it. So we did not make it all the way to Los Angeles. We did, but we ended up taking a train parts of the way. But we did get all the way to Big Sur, which is one of the most beautiful places in the world. We experienced lots of kindness, lots of hardship, and it was a great time. And I'm excited for Liani to tell you a little bit about it. And that's the story.
Yeah, forget that. I'm Liani. I did corral Zach into coming on the bike ride with. Okay. Am I still in view? I just want to check. I didn't see Jordan nod, but I'm going to assume. Okay, thank you. Did corral Zach to come with me. And this happened in the spring. This happened in the spring of this year, where we biked from Los Angeles and from San Francisco and tried to go to Los Angeles. And something to know about me is that when I see someone do something ambitious, I'm like, I can do that too, right? They're not better than me. I can do it too. And so I look at Zach and I think, this is a tall person that is twice my height, but I can probably do the same thing that he does. And this is probably the first time he's hearing this. But I look at him go on these bike trips and I think, oh, well, I can do that too. And I also want to visit my parents because they're old, so might as well. And so we flew to San Francisco, tried to bike to Los Angeles, which is around a 300, 400 mile trip? What is it, Zach?
400 sounds right.
400 sounds right. We didn't make it through. Throughout the entire time, thing on the map. This is our route, basically. I can't see. We biked about 200 miles over 6 days from on the yellow part along the coast, and then the green part was the train. And the part that I want to really highlight, because Zach touched on the kindness of strangers and the beauty of the ocean and the diversity of the ocean, just the coastal waves and the cliffs and the coastal waves again and the different types of trees, is that at Big Sur, so actually packing my bike in Austin, took it apart, put it in the box, and as I was taking out the derailleur, the derailleur has a spring, and it sprung and got me right where the cuticle of the index finger is on the inner side, which is fine. It's a very minor cut, but it turns out it's not so minor when you are biking continuously and needing to shift and use the brakes. And so over the course of 6 days, my finger got steadily more and more puffy. I think I heard someone saying that they were trying to dig out their infected finger with a tweezer. That was not the case. That was not the case. I just watched it in fear. And, oh yeah, that's what it looked like at the end. Until we got to Big Sur, which is this remote place because the highway was closed. So you had to bike out of the way to get to Big Sur, Big South. Beautiful cliffs, very remote, no cell service. And then I thought, what's up?
Biggest trees in the world.
Biggest trees in the world with the redwoods. And I thought, well, I don't think I can make it back. Time to not make it back now. And so, oh yeah, that's me crouching. This is right before or right after. I don't remember. After, right?
This was before.
Before I peed on the side of the road.
Oh, I don't know.
Okay. I mean, that's a necessity in the rural areas. Oh, I don't have the one with you, like, like standing like this, because you also did that. But yeah, you can see all the different types of oceans. Oh, and then Zach was holding a big seaweed. But actually, if you go back a slide, I don't know if this is automated. Yeah. Back in Big Sur, so Big Pfeiffer State Park, we ended up having to, I looked at Zach and I thought, I really want to be able to say I can do this thing, but I think I have to call it quits. And I looked at him and I said, I really don't think I can make it. And so we ended up going to the camp store. We bagged a few boxes off of the general store managers, wrote this sign, and I sat and hitchhiked or tried to get a ride to hitchhike out. And you can see a finger there, or my 2 fingers. Ended up going to urgent care after, my non-insured self. They, incised this finger, pressed everything out, didn't give me a bandage, and sent me on my way. Then we ended up taking the train. But what stuck out to me the most is, besides all the beauty of the oceans and the kindness of the strangers, quick plug for Warm Showers, the service. If you have not heard of Warm Showers, the service, that's like couch surfing, but for cyclists. Very much encourage that, and I think we have put ourselves as hosts. Sorry, I'm just distracted by this. We have not, but we should put ourselves as hosts for any bikepackers who want to come on by. So besides all of that, I think what stood out to me is that I don't have to be the best at something or try to beat someone at something. But the care that Zach showed as I was going through, trying to hitchhike, trying not to get actually stolen, I think. Like, there were just random men saying, oh, you need a ride? Let me give you a ride. Right? I'm just, what? When you were out hiking? So actually it was, I was standing by the ranger station, and Zach and I looked at each other, and we thought, half an hour in, I don't think having 2 people and 2 bikes here is beneficial to the cause of getting her out. So he actually left and put his bike elsewhere.
We both need a ride.
Yeah, we both. Well, yeah. And then during that time, people would come and be polite in words, but you have the feeling that's not quite a good situation. But anyway, through all of that time, I think instead of what changed my mindset was not that I have to beat anybody, but more of it's more to care about your travel partners. And so I'm really grateful for that experience. I will say that I have not been bikepacking since I drove here, but I think I'd be down for it next year. Yeah. All right, I will put this back there.
Yeah, so a camp.
Questions at the end, please. Questions at the end. Maybe we'll force the storytellers to come back up here and we can ask more questions. Maybe everyone can answer general questions. I mean, that's what we're here for. All the bike knowledge. Yes, I did do a wardrobe change. I went to go make myself a drink and get my thing. I could vaguely hear Liani's story. It sounded really epic, and I think all of us have questions because who doesn't want to do that kind of ride, right? In a perfect world, this situation. Anyone?
Everyone should have their finger infected.
First aid kit, crucial. Thank you, Liani, again. I saw a few of your photos as we were making the slide, and it looked really, really epic. I'm glad that y'all shared today. Our next third featured storyteller is Jordan Wade. I'm excited that he's sharing a story. We haven't had him as a featured storyteller yet, you would think. But though Jordan has many, many bike stories and has done lots of things and has been recently commuting to work every day, and I'm sure has a story every single day throughout his time, even lots of stories that I hear him share throughout his childhood, which sound really fun. So today I'm really excited. Jordan's going to share about a trip that I'm extremely envious of. Speaking of envious trips, Jordan got to go to Colombia, so get ready to go to Colombia, you guys. Jordan Wade.
Alright. Let me give you the slides.
Okay.
There's a lot of slides. Hello. I helped put this on, so it's kind of interesting to be on this side this time. So yeah, I got to go to Colombia. My parents are retired and have been traveling around. They like to bird watch and that kind of stuff. And so Colombia has some of the best nature in the world, biodiversity, and so they're like, come visit us. We're going to be staying in this little town up in the mountains. So I was like, okay, I got to go through Medellin to get to where they are. So Medellin, I've heard, is a really amazing town. I'll do like a half day there, and they have what's called ciclovia on Sundays. They have it actually multiple times in the week, but Sunday mornings, they close down kind of the main road through town. And so I was like, how can I figure out how to pull this off so that I get to go visit my parents for a while, but I also get to check out this really cool event that means a lot to me. And so, yeah, Colombia's in the tropics, big storms. Flew on the plane, got to the airport. That's me at the airport, telling Valerie, hey, I'm alive. And it was late at night, and so the airport is on the other side of a mountain range from the city of Medellin, because it's in a big valley. And so there's the longest tunnel in the Western Hemisphere from the airport to take you to Medellin through the mountain, over 5 miles long. Just kind of like mind-blowing urban infrastructure, right? Like, we can't fit an airport inside of our city. We're going to put it over here and build a tunnel. Just one of those things. And so then you come out of the tunnel on the side of the cliff, right, of the valley at night. And that moment for me, like, I knew mountainous area and all that, but seeing it at night and sort of going along the road and seeing this sort of like three-dimensionality of it unfold, it seemed like something out of like a science fiction movie. Like, it was just so vast scale and all these twinkling lights. And you notice there's a lot of like dark spots in between all the lights because Medellin has a ton of vegetation. They specifically implemented a program to grow as much greenery around the city wherever they possibly could. And so the next morning I wake up and I go to get my breakfast. Next slide, please.
I was about to take a picture of you, sorry.
Okay. And I notice there's solar panels in the like roof over the little breakfast patio. And I started noticing them more and more different places. And it's just like, okay, this is even more confirmation of like how cool this place is. They have all these solar panels just popping up all over the place. The other thing you start to notice when you first get there is about 50 to 60% of the traffic is motorcycles, primarily. A lot of them have somebody on the back, you know, so they're like commuting with somebody, which is a really interesting. It just sort of changes the whole idea of what traffic looks like and how it behaves to have all these people on motorcycles. And then also a lot of people on bikes. And so I'll talk about that some more. But next slide, please. So I went to the bike shop. I had arranged ahead of time through WhatsApp with a bike shop that was just a couple blocks from where I was staying overnight after coming in from the airport. So I walked over to the shop, got my bike. They had these cool blue jean jackets painted, you know. It was a very cool, hip little bike shop. Hardly anybody there. I had to kind of like wait for somebody to stir on Sunday morning to come by and give me my helmet and stuff. But then I was like, okay, let's go find the ciclovia, which is the main one stripped through the town. Next slide. And as I'm going over there, I see a bare-faced ibis just chilling in town. And these are like birds that I had seen maybe a version of before, but it was just sort of like, oh wow, this is just like a bird you see on the sidewalk in this town. That's kind of cool. Keep going. I got a lot of slides. So this is the main river through the bottom of the valley of the town. Kind of a big V, right? And this river runs through the middle. And then on one side of it, next slide, is the kind of main road, right? That goes through the city, sort of their main backbone thoroughfare, their highway basically. And for Ciclovia, they closed down 2 of the lanes of that road. That'd be like closing 2 lanes of I-35, so people could ride their bikes basically, right, for half the day. And it was just amazing. There was little drink vendors, people selling parts, like, you know, people fixing bikes, little, just all kinds of people riding bikes. You can just kind of keep. There's my bike. Go back. You can see the little Sunday Cruise spoke card I brought with me, so I could ride around with my Sunday Cruise spoke card. Okay, you can keep going now. Just all kinds of people out on bikes, having a good old time on a Sunday. Yeah, this old bridge that I kind of took a little pit stop, and they had some vendors making this special sort of sweet drink from the special variety of sugarcane that they have there. And they had this big machine that was just chomping it up, right? Pulverizing it. Some people helping out each other. Somebody had a mechanical or something on the bike trip there. Yeah, go back one. This guy, I really liked his handlebar setup. I have similar handlebar setup, so it was like, I got to get a picture of this guy. So I was like, trying to get a picture. That's why he's looking at me funny, because it's sort of like, why are you taking a picture of me while you're right next to me? But he seemed like pretty cool. Lots of different characters, right? People that were more serious, people that were very casual, kind of cruisery stuff. Okay, you can go to the next one. And then this is a section where the highway goes underneath some buildings and like transit station. And so they combines the lanes, and so they had it sort of separated from the traffic. It was a cool little moment to kind of go into this car infrastructure with a bunch of people on bikes. Okay, next slide. And you can keep going slowly. Yeah, there's another person selling in the shade, fixing people's bikes up just on the side of the road. Like every 200 yards, there was somebody selling food or a snack or something like that. Just a really cool community environment. So then I was like, okay, I explored the Ciclovia up and down a little bit, a few miles. Still got an hour and a half or so before I have to meet the driver to go to the little village. I'm going to go explore the city. And I start riding for about 10 minutes, and suddenly there's a little farm in the middle of the city, just like on the slope, which was just sort of like, I didn't even realize this fit in here, but I was just, right in the middle of kind of downtown, and now there's a little farm here. And it kind of reminded me, if you've been on Sunday Cruise, there's a route we like to take out to a brewery, and we go over Montopolis Bridge, and then you sort of just disappear into the countryside, and it feels like you're 20 miles from the city, even though you've only ridden a couple miles, right? And it kind of reminded me of that experience. Okay, keep going. So beautiful murals. Next slide. This was the shaded bike path. So I eventually found a little bike infrastructure area. So it's like, okay, I don't want to just ride on the street randomly in a big city, 2.5 million people. So pretty sizable city. Keep going. But yeah, shaded bike path. They even had bike signaling and like the paint in the roads in certain areas. So I was just like, okay, this is really cool. And then I came to this one spot. I was like, this is really beautiful, lush area. I was just attracted to it. There's this concept of psychogeography, or like the drift, where you just sort of let the city sort of direct you based upon your senses. And so this is where I ended up. And it was this sculpture park around a museum. Next slide. And there is this sculpture that I just came across between some buildings. It was just amazing. Yeah. So I kind of wandered around there a bit, and I was like, okay, I got to get back to the bike shop. And so I cross over the river and start heading back, and I see this little bike shop off to the side on a little side street. Seemed pretty cool. But the thing that really caught me was, next slide, the street that it was on, that was the street. It was like a little side street that just looks like you're in the jungle. Like, and this was like around every block you could find something like this. right? So it's just like interspersed patchwork of urbanism and this sort of native jungle and plant life and everything. Yeah, there's this little cool art store. The thing that I noticed there is not only the Joker, but that there's like a painting of someone biking, right? Like that's how big of a bike city it is that when you go to do art, you're doing art of people biking. uh, so this is another spot. I got a little comfortable in the shade for a minute. And then right across from this spot, next slide, is an outdoor gym, public accessible basketball courts. So just all kinds of amazing amenities around. There's some little brunch cafe in this closed down street. Some more beautiful artwork. Yeah, I think that's where I was getting picked up. Just more like lush greenery amongst the cityscape. Yeah, just amazing. And so this is when I was leaving the city, and you notice the sign, priority for cyclists. And it's not just like a generic stick figure. Like he's on a proper full suspension mountain bike, or whoever that silhouette is, right? Like they really think about this stuff. And that was, I think, the thing that really kind of got me the most was because of how many people are on motorcycles and how many people are riding bikes. The traffic was just like birds flocking, like the cars and the bikes. And like in the US, you have to like take the lane, you have to like assert your space, right? And there it was just like, yeah, we're all moving, we're all going to give space to each other, we're not going to crowd each other in. But like, yeah, you just need to follow your movement. Like we all kind of understand each other's movement, right? And so people weren't like trying to take the space, right? It was just like, oh yeah, you're going now, okay, you go now, right? This very kind of giving understanding of mutual cooperation in traffic, as opposed to this like ego-driven kind of traffic mindset. Um, and yeah, it's just a beautiful experience. I got to ride around a little bit up in the mountains, but that was a whole nother story. But yeah, Medellin, it's just a little bit less altitude than Denver, but it looks like that. So they call it the city of the eternal spring because the weather there is so nice all the time. And yeah, there wasn't any air conditioning really. Hardly anybody even had glass in the windows a lot of places. It was just so pleasant. And that's my beautiful little journey to Ciclovia and Medellin. Thank you. Last summer.
Hello. I'm back. Have a beverage. I hope y'all are cozy. Feeling good. Does anybody need anything? Can I get you anything? How's it going? Renee. Shout out to Renee for helping, and all of you all for making, Benjamin, Benji for making popcorn with Gail, and all of y'all for making this event so special. We are approaching the middle of the event. We have a short bike film, which I'm really excited for y'all to see. I think you're going to really like it. It's very, very heartwarming, and it reminds us just how, any simple bike can really just change us and take us on so many different journeys and meet and see so many different things. And I just can't stress enough. I know that y'all know we need to be just like keeping our eyes open and our hearts open and staying, I guess, trying to find joy and peace of mind as much as we can as the days go by in this economy. But I'm tempted like to say we should just let the show or the short film go on. But are we ready for it, or does anybody need to run to the restroom? Yeah, okay. We'll take a 7-minute break. Don't get lost, you all. Okay, intermission, 7-minute break. Get more snacks. There's some snacks. Also, shout out to Bowie. There's some agua fresca sparkling water over in the ice chest. I'll see you all shortly. I believe there's one popcorn bag floating around too. Did you hear her? Do you remember? Does anybody note what she said at the very end? The very end, she said,
That was easy.
yeah, she said that was easy. And so I just want to encourage you to share a story, like share where you go, like what, why are you laughing? I just want to say it is easy. I know it can feel taunting because it's just something maybe different standing up in front of the mic or whatnot, but it is, once I get your twist your arm a little bit, it is kind of easy to come up and share like, oh, you know what, I do love doing this thing and I do want to talk about this thing that I love or this place that I went. And not only that, like, gives you a chance to relive that joy, but think about all the other people that you're impacting when you share all of the joys that you're living and inspiring other people. Because you never know, like, that story could inspire someone to bike to, be more brave and bike in Medellin, take a trip to San Francisco, start pedicabbing. I definitely want to try pedicabbing one day in my life. Isabel's shaking her head. But yeah, that was our final story, essentially. So I'm hoping there's at least one brave, wild soul. Ah! Yay! Okay, we have a wild card. Okay, winning. Just checking. Anyone else interested? Just so I know, gauge after. Was that? Dominique? What? She's coming up again? What? Dom has shared an amazing story. You can watch it on our YouTube. She has shared a story about how she had this amazing bike that she loved and fit her. I know, tear. Unfortunately, that bike got stolen and not recovered. How many of y'all have had a bike stolen before? Oof. One of the worst things that could happen to you. So please lock your bikes up tight. Don't trust anyone. Never. Take an ID. Okay, so we have one wild card, and then after that, potentially two. Just gonna put this out into the universe. I don't know. Dom was saying someone was interested. Yeah. Combo story? What? What am I hearing? What? We have had duet stories before. But then after that, we'll have our community plug segment, which is a chance for you to share anything you want to hype up with the community here. Just another chance to kind of spread awareness throughout the community. It doesn't have to be bike related. You could say, I really want to go to yoga every Monday. Will you come with me? I want to go do something. So yeah, just FYI, community plugs, PSA, anything like that. Also, yeah, on that note, if there's some crazy street that you recently feel is just wild in and you want to avoid, people want to avoid it, feel free to share that too. If you want to hype up a local hotspot in your neighborhood that you encourage people to go check out, that could be a community plug too. But let's welcome up our wild card, Renee. Come on up here. Usually I kind of like vet the story, so we're going for a ride. Let's go.
Real wild.
I'm excited.
Unball approved.
The wildest guy.
Okay, so this is a little bit of an ironic one because I came up to Jordan after he told his beautiful story. I used to live in Medellin for 7 years.
Sorry.
Am I talking too loud?
Yeah,
Is it this far? So it was a little though. Okay, thank you. Can you hear me?
Step in.
Can you hear me?
Go more.
Really?
Okay, cut and
Thank you. So it's a little bit of an ironic story because I came up to Jordan and I was like, Jordan, that was a beautiful story. I used to live in Medellin. You really depicted Medellin in a beautiful way when so often times Medellin comes with different reputations that they're still trying to overcome. And this is why it's ironic. I am unfortunately going to be talking about some of that unfortunate reputation that we're all trying to get over in Medellin, which is the violence that happened there. And wasn't too violent, but please don't forget Jordan's story. This is a very rare case of a mix of my stubbornness and weird things that can happen in the night when you're riding your bike. So I rode my bike my whole time, but I was in Medellin, which was from 2013 to 2020. And as you all know, it was, like she said on the film, it was my family, it was my freedom, it was a faster way to get places than taking the bus or the metro. And it wasn't very common to ride, for women to ride their bike. Like there's a night ride they do on Wednesday nights as well, and a lot of dudes go out there and ride their bike, which I thought would be great, but never met my Prince Charming, so. So I was like, you know what? I thought I'd hacked the system. If I'm a female riding my bike at night to go dancing, clubbing, then riding back, like nobody's gonna expect a lady on their bike at 2 in the morning. Like, and if I do, I'm gonna be able to like get away a lot faster than whether I was trapped in a taxi or like by foot, you know? So I thought I had hacked the system. All my friends and professors were like, Renee, I can't believe you do this. You need to stop doing this. But I insisted. It had worked for me all 7 years, except for this one night. And I was, funny story, I did finally meet, I wouldn't say a Prince Charming, but somebody who, like, finally, I was like, oh, they do exist. And somebody who, like, ruffled my feathers a little bit, and I was going out to meet him to go dancing. And before we leave, after the dance, he's like, okay, text me when you get home. Make sure I know you made it safe. He's like, are you sure you should be riding your bike? I'm like, yeah, it's fine. This is Medellin. Like, we're so safe here. And I get home. I'm on my last 2 blocks. And imagine an H. I'm trying to picture this. So, yeah, imagine an H. I'm coming up the bottom of the H right here. On my block. A guy with a motorcycle is parked at the other side of the H, right here. And I have to turn left, right here. And so it's quiet, his motorcycle's quiet. He sees me coming, and right as I turn left, he turns on his light and comes up right behind me real slow, which no motorcycle, as you may know, Jordan, goes that slow in Medellin. And I was like, this isn't good. But I just pretended, as one should do, that you're not afraid. And I'm also, I'm in my neighborhood. I'm very close to where I have to go home, which is right there. Yeah? So he's up behind me. I'm about to take my right turn. It's like a right turn and then a quick left. And I'm taking my right turn, and he comes up to the left, and he passes me. And so we're kind of at a standstill because I can't cross him. I can't take a left, and I'm blocked. And so he stops, and I stop, and he goes, hey, do you live around here? And I go, no. And then he goes, huh. And one thing I learned in Medellin, or just about safety and traveling, is that anytime anyone is walking with their hands free, or anytime they have their hand in their pocket, that's a sign you should be aware. Anytime someone's carrying something, you're probably okay. This guy went from his handlebars on his motorcycle to moving his hand into his pocket. And I looked out at his hand, and I looked at him straight in the eyes, and he asked me another question. And he goes, oh, well, do you know where, I forget this neighborhood was, but it was one of the most dangerous neighborhoods in the town. And I go, no, but I think it's that way. And he goes, okay. And then he takes off. Pretend this part of the H doesn't exist. He takes off right there. And he's at like a higher elevation. And I'm like, okay, I think I can make it to my house. And there are 2 doors to get into my house. Like the what do you call it? Like the foyer or whatever. There's the metal door and then the wooden door. And I open the metal door and he sees me trying to get into my house. So he turns his motorcycle back on, comes back down, parks behind me, and I don't have enough time to get my bicycle in. And my bicycle is my family. And I throw the bike down and yell, "Fuck you," in English. And I get the next door open, but unfortunately this door is probably this thick. It's wood, and it's got one of those pump things. So I had to push it closed because it was resisting the closure. And so I pushed it, and I was like, okay, I think I'm safe. But my bicycle is still out there. And I sit, and my heart is pounding. And I'm like, okay, just wait. I waited. I didn't hear a motorcycle go on. 45 seconds goes by, and I was like, I've seen people in Medellin carry washing machines on the back of their motorcycles. This guy is capable of carrying my bike. And I was like, this can't happen. So, the stubborn person I am, knowing that he hadn't gotten to me yet, opens the wooden door back open. To my surprise, this young gentleman takes his hand and puts it like that. And I couldn't see anything shiny or flashy. He was also in an overhang, so there was no light. But he did that and he smiled. And I closed the door again. And I was like, Renee, you're so stubborn. Should have let the bike go. Alive again, thanks to Dominique for saving my life. This is probably why I'm just used to my life getting saved. And I wait. I hear him take off. My bike is still there. And I go home. And I calm myself down. And I text this fine young gentleman who gave me hope in life and said, got home just fine. That's my story.
Thank you for sharing that, Renee. Thank you. I hope we would have had a little chat, but I think it's fine. Just like we would have probably said like, hey, trigger warning, or we would have like mentioned like a few things. No. I think everyone here's hopefully okay. I'm definitely yeah. Ooh. Luckily we have community plugs coming up, so but yeah, it's sometimes there's some challenges in life, and there's some challenges on bikes, and I think that sometimes when I hear people like, oh, I don't have a story or this or sometimes instinctively they're like, I crashed, and they talk about they tell me their like crash story, and I always try to encourage them like, well, what happened before and after? So I'm glad that you shared how you met someone, and I'm sure you had some great times on your bike before and after that experience. And sometimes life has funny ways of reminding us to stay strong, and especially on our bicycles that keep us strong. So thank you again. But we're nearing the end, y'all. I thank you all again before we go to community plugs, because I don't want to forget. Thank you for being here. Let's do some prizes.
Yay! Before I forget.
Hope you all know you are a part of something that I'm building, and it means a lot to me for y'all being here and coming back if this is not your first time. I think we have a couple of first timers, maybe. Just wait. Maybe? Liani, wait, is this your first time, Liani? Liani's first time. Jana's first time? Isabel's first birthday on Bike Story Night? Okay. All right, get your tickets out. Let's do this really sweet SimWorks. Remember to put your tickets away. Dom's got this. Okay. Last 3 digits. Ooh, I love this last number. 709er. Ah, Steven! Yes! Sorry, Dom. Dom gets to cycle with Steven and can see and live vicariously. Thank you, Steven. Steven has been coming to Bike Story Night. Always love it when people who have been coming to Bike Story Night. Thanks. Okay, next big prize. Okay, Dom, this could be for you too. Okay, but also that's not unique. You can find that. This is a little more unique. This is a camping kit with not 1, not 5, not 10. 14 essentials, okay? 14 essentials. Look how cute this little thing. Nice little zipper. Adorbs. Okay. Last 3 digits. 711. 7111. Wait, 711. Sorry. Yeah. 711. Ah! Yay!
I'm here to move Liani. Actually, I think this one may take
Zach.
Liani's ticket.
You can't switch just like that.
Can't, Zach, sorry.
Wait.
Those
If you're not coming up here, you're not getting the prize.
Them's the
Give me
breaks.
the ticket.
Ooh.
Yeah, I know. I want to know what the essentials are too. Let's see.
Yeah. We need
What are all the things you've been
Yeah.
listing all this time?
Yeah, come up here. Let's see. Bring that back there. Okay, wait. While you're coming up with the essentials, we'll come back to that. All right, next prize is another great number, 699. 699. This is for a Happy Horse T-shirt. 699. Are you still here, Pumpkin? Pumpkin, are you still here? Just making sure everyone's here. Pumpkin. You did. I asked if everyone got a ticket.
That's probably.
Dang. Wait, is there no 699 here? No one? 999? Okay, Maya, you get the Happy Horse T-shirt. Okay. I'm sorry you didn't get a ticket, but that's weird. The Happy Horse T-shirt is back here. Bo said it's on the table. Will you bring the CDs also when you there's CDs over there? Okay, next one. There's CDs, Eric. CDs.
Do they require a CD player?
It does.
Okay, next ticket for Bike Story Night T-shirt. Thank you. Whoop whoop. 705. Renee. Okay. I'm gonna let you hold on to this because the Bike Story Night T-shirt is not here, but I got it for you. Okay? Okay. I'm gonna get it for you. Okay.
Thank you.
Don't let me forget.
Thanks for having me come up.
Thank you, Renee. T-shirt. It's been a long day. Okay, I got my finger. Let's start all the things. Okay, we have 2 CDs left. I think that was all of the prizes. I don't know how many that was. 2 CDs. Okay. 1 CD for 700. Who's got the 700 ticket? 700. Is it Clifford? Okay, Clifford. Clifford. This is the latest. Wait, I think that was the latest. You got the latest edition, I think. What is it called? Yes, Tooncraft.
That's the
Latest.
one that has the Bike Story Night.
Yeah. All right, last one. Also a great number. 713. Yeah, Isabel, you did. Winning on your birthday. You want me to take that? I'll take that. I'll take it.
I actually played on that one.
Nice. Bows on that.
I got kicked out of the band.
Why?
Because I
all the wires went. And I was better at running wires than playing bass.
Aw.
Okay, if you didn't win, I'm happy to give you a Bike Story Night sticker. 712, 704, 703, 702. Oh, wait. Is that right? 712, 708. All y'all are winners. Pumpkin, you're a winner. Okay. Who's going to come up and do a community plug? This is important, y'all. We need to hear what you're doing in your community and what you're excited about. Or PSA. FYI, this street is cray-cray. May want to watch a few things. Get on up here. Line up. Let's go.
All right, I got one for you.
Ow! Bo's going to start it out. Come on, y'all. Who else? Let's. I want. I think there's a couple more. Is there not a couple more? Okay, what? Go ahead, Bo.
Okay.
If you have a community plug, please line up over here. Highly encouraged. Yes.
I had to do that. Okay. It's sort of a semi-bike. Okay, we'll start with the community thing. Okay, I have bees. I have too many bees. But so, if you are interested in bees and would like to, join me and stick your hands in boxes filled with thousands of venomous insects,
Oh my god.
get in touch with me and I'll put you in a suit and we'll poke at bees. Maybe it's a little late in the year, but if you want, it'll be more like in the spring is a better time to do that. So if that's something that interests you, I'd be happy to just spill my guts because I like to talk too much. So, and then the second thing is, which is semi wild card, I'll add on. It's bicycle adjacent. I bought a motorcycle this spring. At 65. I decided to buy a motorcycle. Hollis is not excited.
Call it a steel horse.
Well, it's close. But I've never ridden before, but I've ridden, bicycles and stuff before. So I've been spending the year making friends with it. I've dropped it a few times, but it's a used bike, so who cares? That's a good reason. So anyway, but again, talking the video thing was great because the same thing. It gets you out there. It gets you in the, you're not in, as they say, the steel cage, the box. I remember when I was going to college, I had a little pickup truck that had no AC, and I remember driving around in Dallas in the spring and seeing the hillsides just covered with bluebonnets and stuff, and it's just the smell of those bluebonnets is coming into my truck. It's just intoxicating. And I see the guy in the Cadillac pass me with the windows rolled up, and I felt sorry for them because they were not experiencing. So, again, the knee's too bad for bicycles. So we have the motorized steel horse. So, but yeah, if you want to look at bees or something, get in touch with me, and I'll give you some contact information. So.
Yay!
Bo, what kind of bike you got?
A Royal Enfield Himalaya.
Oh yeah. Take that back on the trails over there, huh?
Yeah, it'll go off. It'll play in the
Also, 1. Austin Youth Fitness is looking for more coaches, so if you tolerate elementary school children and want to lead them on bike rides, talk to me. Yes. Also, the safe streets. They have cones. They're supposed to be safe. I've noticed that sometimes the cones get moved to the side. So, some friends and I have been trying to move them back into the middle of the street. So, if you're walking down your street and you see some cones that are to the side and not actually helping stop the flow of traffic, then feel free to move them. The end.
Thanks, Isabel. That was a really good one. Before I forget, how about, can we have the storytellers back up here? Maybe we could just ask one question from you guys. One or two. Twist arm. Get up here with your banana suit. Liani, do you want to go first for questions?
I mainly just want to take this away from someone. Also trying to get a hold of it.
All right. Anyone questions for Liani? One or two.
Yes.
Okay, I I was curious about the part of the story with the hitchhiking. So
Mm.
what ended up happening?
So I stood there with my bootleg sign,
Yeah.
and people kept cycling through with their or cycling like in their SUVs, rotating through. I think it was about an hour, 50 minutes to 60 minutes before one of the camp hosts stopped. He said, "Oh, I'm trying to help this girl out." And the ranger said, "Oh, he's a known good. He's not like those weirdos that tried to pick you up earlier. You should go with Scotty." And so I asked Scotty, "Can you take me and my bike and my boyfriend and his bike?" Because Zach was hidden at that point. And
Yeah.
yeah, hidden in the redwoods. And so then Scotty took us in his pickup truck, his like F-250, 30 miles up to town, just dropped us off at the nearest plaza and then 30 miles back. And we found out that he is retired also, and so what he does is he and his wife just go rotate around camp posting.
Professional camp hosts.
Right. Yeah.
And they're incredibly knowledgeable about the local region, and they were telling us, Scotty was telling us stories about the area.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Cool. Okay.
One more? Anybody? Liani, wait, I have one more question. I have a question.
Yes.
Would you do it again?
That route or the experience?
I guess that route, because like you went from San Francisco down Highway 1.
Would I do the other half?
Sure.
I think Highway 1 would have to reopen. Otherwise, you'd go through the valley of like Salinas and like the
I thought
valley.
I thought it was like closed to cars but open to cyclists. No.
Well, their landslides keep happening, so
I think it may have opened a couple months after we came back.
Maybe.
And it might be open right now
Okay.
until the next landslide, which could be at any time.
yeah. But there isn't any flights. I would have to plan around doing that first half if I were to land in SF. There isn't any flight that goes straight to Monterey. But I did bike from Zach and I as a shakeout ride the Labor Day before from Austin to Bastrop, which I guess is here, to Lockhart back to Austin. So we did half of the distance, which I guess was the full distance, just to test out maybe 6 months before.
Okay. Good to know. Thank you.
Why did you choose the banana as your persona, your bike pedicab persona?
Oh, great. So, I was looking at what makes me a good pedicabber, and I'm not funny. I'm not like.
You're very funny.
Thanks, but like in pedicab, like I'm not like stereotypical gorgeous. I'm none of those things. But what I am is unafraid to look stupid. So I had 2 costumes. Oh, 3 costumes. I have this banana, I have a skeleton suit, which is long sleeve, and I have a furry onesie. And one of these is semi-tolerable when it's literally 100 degrees outside. So I became banana.
Yeah, you can be like naked under the banana, right?
Do you wear clothes?
Yeah.
How long have you been a banana? In total, how long have you been doing this?
I've been a banana. 4 months of a banana.
Okay, nice.
Question in the back.
Yeah.
Did you already have the banana costume, or did you buy it?
Oh, absolutely. I already had it. I got it on Temu before the tariffs.
Yeah, why'd you buy it?
What's the original purpose of the banana?
I needed to get to a certain order minimum on Temu for the free shipping.
Yeah.
So you just figured at some point it might be a banana someday. You never know when you need the banana costume.
Yeah. You say it like it's not the most logical thing.
I wish you could send a picture of yourself
It worked
in your
out well.
pedicab to the factory where it was produced, so they could take some joy in the costumes. Yeah.
Yes.
Do you have any banana themed songs that you sing to your passengers?
Oh, I pissed people off because one day I was sitting in line, and I played the banana song over and over
What's the
and
banana
over
song?
again. Do you remember this? Were you there? You? Oh no. Go to visit Spotify and type in banana song.
Could you sing the banana song for us?
Banana, banana, nana, banana, banana, nana. Yeah. One guy came up to me who was like, "That needs to stop." Like, okay.
Like $15.
For $500, I will go home.
What's the craziest experience that you had pedicabbing?
There were two older ladies, and they told me to take them to the most fun bar in Austin. I was like, do you know, like, where you want to go? No, just the most fun bar club in Austin. So I took them to someplace on Red River, and they, like, drunkenly, and they are probably in their 80s, I swear, like, full gray hair, hand me $100 bill. And they walk into Barbarella's. They walk into Barbarella's. Like, okay.
Next time, take him to Mala Santa down there in the south of the airport.
So cute. Imagine.
Banana been fun. And now Jordan gets to be interrogated.
Under the hot lights. Oh, and on the note about not being embarrassed. Great quote I saw, something about, don't worry about being cringe. Kill the part of yourself that cringes. So, yeah, you're on the right track. You're wise beyond your years. Okay, questions.
How'd you end up here from Medellin? Where your parents were, so maybe I was wrong. Maybe you're not. You weren't there.
No. They were just traveling there, so
Oh, okay.
just visiting.
Question retracted.
Okay. Any other inquiries?
I thought you did say you went down for family. You did.
They were staying there for a few months. They have a place there in the mountains that they like to go, and they've been going back every summer pretty much.
Okay. So how many miles total did you do in the time that you were there?
That morning when I rented the bike, I didn't track it, but I would say probably about 6 or 7. Probably did out and back, because that main road along the river through the valley, I just kind of went up and down it a couple times, and then I kind of broke off and did a loop around, kind of up into the mountains on the, I guess it was the western side of the river, and then I came back around in the bike shop and where I was staying, where my luggage was, I had to go back to, so it was another mile maybe after that.
Okay.
A lot of elevation though. Okay, in the back.
So, I'm assuming you rented a bike when you were there. How do you go about finding a bike that you enjoy?
The question is about how do you find a bike to rent that's any good.
Yeah.
Luckily, Colombia is a very bike-friendly country these days. There's been some kind of sports celebrities that ride bikes from Colombia, and so it's just behind football, soccer, to them at this point, culturally it seems. So yeah, there was, I've looked around at a few different bike shops on Google Maps beforehand, and never had used WhatsApp before, so I got WhatsApp on my phone ahead of time so I could talk to these people. luckily it has translation built into the app, so that's really helpful to do text messaging back and forth in different languages. And so yeah, I just was like, okay, this is kind of the general area I think I want to stay. That's not too far from the Ciclovia area. So, what bike shops are around, and that one that I found seemed pretty, like, a little nicer, not like super upscale, but like, they know what they're doing. And they had bike rental options. And so, don't remember exactly how much it cost. Is maybe like $20 for like a half day. I think I probably could have had it for the whole day, but I was leaving town, so went back and turned it in. But it included the helmet and like a little water bottle, so it was pretty well equipped.
Do your folks live outside of Medellin?
They don't live in Colombia, they were just visiting for a few months. I think we've established this
You
now.
said they had a house there.
They like rented a house for
Oh.
like the summer.
Is it outside of Medellin or is it a different part of
It's a different town, yeah. It's like about a 3-hour drive. So that's why I only had a half day, is I had to get in the car to go to the town. And the guy who drove me was going to drive back to Medellin before the sun went down, because the roads are kind of dangerous at night. That was a whole nother story. The route to get there that he usually takes, there was like a landslide or a wreck or something. So we ended up taking this super around the bout route, which was really interesting because I got to see all these little villages and stuff. This like crazy tall peak. It's just amazing country. Go Google Colombia and look at pictures for like an hour. It's amazing.
Outside of Ciclovia,
Mm-hmm.
is it pretty bikeable town though?
So
Is it safe to bike?
I mean, there's not infrastructure everywhere,
Yeah.
but because of the way the traffic flowed, and this is something riding with that guy in the car for like half a day, and like through the city or even in the countryside, everyone, like, I think the social contract of traffic is very much about having awareness of each other, right? And so if you're not aware or paying attention, people are gonna like honk at you or something. Like, they're gonna kind of call you out. It's not like malicious. They're not like trying to get mad at you. They're just like, hey, you need to wake up. Like, we all got to pay attention to each other. And so in that sense, I saw people biking on these little mountain roads, cars going by pretty fast, a few feet from them while they're on the shoulder. But like, that's just the normalcy there of, yeah, you have to watch out for bikes. Like, everybody in Colombia understands you got to watch out for motorcycles, you got to watch out for people on bikes, watch out for the buses, And so I think, I haven't looked at statistics or anything, but from the way people treated each other on the road, it seemed pretty safe. Like, there was a lot of people riding mountain bikes up super steep, mountains with traffic going by, and they didn't seem to be bothered by it at all, so.
Would you be down to take us all on a Sunday cruise day?
That would be pretty amazing. What's really cool is, like, so that main Ciclovia route, that's just one of them. So on Sundays they had, I think, 4 different neighborhoods had their own like little Ciclovia routes that also connected to that main sort of trunk. And there was even like a big soccer stadium where you could go like ride around on the track around the stadium. And like, I didn't get to go explore that much because I didn't have much time. But yeah, there was like a whole nother like kind of park in the middle of the city where there's these big hills that kind of stick up in the middle of town, and there's trails on there that you can go ride around in. And then they have like a Tuesday night Ciclovia, and like there's some videos you can find online of people on these like big highways at night, and I'm pretty sure it's from Medellin, of rollerblading down this big highway embankment kind of from the hills into the city, right? And there's all these people on bikes and rollerblades and everything, and that's all, they close it down, right? It like looks like they're doing something illegal, but it's just like, no, this is just a Tuesday night, like. Yeah, it's pretty awesome. Okay, oh, we got one in the back.
Who organizes Cyclovia? Like, who's responsible for shutting down the
So I was looking it up earlier, and it said the original ciclovia was in Bogota, which is the capital of Colombia, in like the 70s, like 76 or something like that is when they first started it. It mentioned Ottawa, Canada actually started a similar kind of active transportation day in like 1970. So I think Bogota maybe was inspired by that.
Does the government was like
Yeah. They've passed ordinances now that sort of mandate that this is something that they're going to continue to do in the different cities. I think Bogota, sometime in like the late 70s, is when they finally passed some ordinances that said like this is now normal, this is the law, that this continues to happen. And then it spread to other cities and like other countries as well. A lot of countries in Latin America now have cyclovia events every week. Yeah, I think Bolivia. Not sure which other ones, but I think they have some in Brazil as well now.
You get Austin on that.
Yeah, we just had one in Austin at the Miller neighborhood,
Oh,
like
yeah,
a week,
that's
like
right,
last
you did,
weekend.
Yeah.
The first one, first cyclovia in Austin. Yeah.
The dealer doesn't.
But yeah, super amazing program. We actually went to one in San Antonio a couple of years ago. We did a little Sunday cruise, kind of field trip, and so that was my first cyclovia experience in San Antonio.
That one's cool because it like goes cuts through like.
Yeah, they change it up each time. It's kind of different routes, but they have I think it's Broadway is the big street that kind of goes through like the side of downtown, and so they close that down. I think that's the normal route usually.
Yeah.
But I think that's the critical aspect of it, is that you want to be taking over an area of the town that like people are very familiar with and that like a lot of people go to just normally, right? So it's not like you're kind of off in the background, like, oh, you're gonna do all the bike stuff over here that doesn't bother anyone. It's like, no, this is like a core of the culture of this community. They just had one last weekend, the first one in Austin.
The government is in charge of organizing it? Or
No, it was organized by DeSalo, a local institution, and they had to like pay like officers to overtime to close it down. They got permits from the same stuff, but it was a one-off event that's not yet supported by the city government. You should totally email your council member and tell them how great it is, and it should totally be supported by the city.
Yeah, so if you couldn't hear for the video, Zach was saying it's local organizations, bike organizations that put that event on, and we need to get the political will of the community to make the city actually mandate shutting down streets regularly for people to use.
And it's a night ride?
No, this was during the day on last
Try to be
Saturday.
like very family friendly.
Yeah, it was very family oriented.
I propose Prop C for cyclovia.
They used to have an event on the east side, I think like East 6 for a little while, about a decade ago, where they'd close off like 3 blocks and people would play in the streets. So there's similar concepts, but I think the idea of closing down like more than a couple of miles, right, is kind of hard for a lot of American brains to comprehend. Especially like the main road through town, right, for like half a day or multiple days of the week. When the pandemic shutdown first kind of kicked off in Austin, they implemented the Safe Streets program that Isabel was mentioning, where they, some streets in some nicer neighborhoods, they have kind of added cones and stuff, barriers to calm the traffic down, and it says like local traffic only. And so people can kind of go out and jog or walk their dog or ride their bike and feel fairly safe in those streets. Most of those have been discontinued since that time, but there's a few little ones here and there.
Safe Streets did a whole equity study, and it was equitably distributed throughout the city, which streets they closed down, and they mostly continue to exist in East Austin.
Cool.
So as a sort of continuation of that, if you can get, I think it has to be like 40% pretty high threshold of the neighborhoods on your street, and you live on like residential street, you can get it converted to a healthy street. They've like changed the program a little bit. It's healthy streets. now. But if you can get your neighbor circulate petition, you can get your street with the barriers basically.
That's a little community plug there. The new program is called Healthy Streets. Healthy Streets. And if you get people in your community on board, you can go to the government and get that change implemented.
I want to say 40, but I'm not sure about that.
Okay, I think I got everybody fairly well informed now.
Thank you, Jordan. Thank you, everyone, for asking amazing questions and keeping the vibes rolling. But needless to say, keep riding your bike. Keep looking awesome on your bike. You don't have to do much to look awesome on your bike, FYI. Keep inspiring people to ride your bike. And if you don't have a safe street to ride on, there's so many amazing places in Austin. Also, encourage you to visit other cities and ride your bike. Ride a bike there. You know, explore the city in a different way. It's amazing opportunity. I hope that you all had fun tonight. I can't thank you enough for being here and supporting Bike Story Night. Again, it is my baby, my dream project. So I can't thank you enough for coming out and sharing your time and listening, asking great questions. We don't always get to do that, so I'm glad that we got to do that this time. So let's give it up one more time for all of the amazing stories, the wild cards, the community plugs. Bike Story Night number 23, Happy Horse Hotel Edition, number 5, Campout. Maybe we'll do Bike Story Night in Medellin. It sounds like Medellin. It sounds like everyone really likes that place or into that place. So, yeah, putting it out into the universe, FYI. But Bo lit this amazing fire for us, and I think Hollis is coming out to sing for us. I'm gonna break down this stuff, but thank you all. Let's hang out by the fire.
Thank you, Val.